Welcome to Business Recharged Podcast with your host, the Queen of Content and CEO of the Mac Institute, Dr. Felicia Mack.
Welcome back to Business Recharge Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Felicia, and today we are talking all about how to recharge your business credit. This episode is being sponsored by Business Recharge University. If you have not done so, head over to contentforbosses.com to learn more about Business Recharge University, which is an online course that will assist you in recharging your business. All right, let's dive into today's episode. So, how to improve your business credit score? I will tell you that this has been one of the most grueling things that I've done in my business, but the most beneficial. So today what I did is I kind of carved out some steps that I think really will help you to improve your business credit score. And honestly, these are steps that I have followed personally to improve mine. You know, your business credit score, it truly has the power to either push you toward your business goals or to hold you back in a major way. And the reality is that while a credit score that is very strong can assist you and expand your opportunities, a poor one can hugely limit your options, both financially and how you move about doing business. But here's the good news. The good news is that your credit score isn't permanent, right? So just like your personal score, there's ways to help you improve it, which is what I'm going to be diving in today here on our podcast. So regardless if you're trying to build business credit for the first time or you want to raise your score after a difficult few years, there's a lot of steps that you can take to increase your score and your position for business success. But first, let's talk about the basics of business credit. So a credit score for your business is a number that it pretty much just indicates how credit worthy your business and your business operation is, right? So your score is largely based upon your company's history of debts and payments. Ultimately, it shows lenders how reliable you are with borrowing money and making on-time payments. So now we both know that your personal credit scores are based on a scale from about 300 to 800. And I'd say a score of around 700 is usually considered pretty good, right? But business credit scores range from 0 to 100. So the higher your score, the less risk you pose to lenders. I would say that business credit scores between about 50 and 79 are considered a moderate risk, while scores of 80 or higher are considered a low risk. So strong business credit is critical for your business and ultimately for your business's bottom line. When you think about lenders and vendors and landlords and credit card companies reviewing your business credit score, they do that to decide whether or not to work with you. So if you have a better score, not only are you more likely to get approved for financing, but you're more likely to get favorable terms in doing so. Now, if you don't have a good business credit score, on the other hand, it makes it really hard to qualify for financing and other opportunities like getting an office building. You may end up with a higher interest rate or even stricter payment terms. So what is it based on? What is your business credit score based on? Honestly, it's based on a number of different factors. So it's based on your business's outstanding balances, payment history, credit utilization, trade experiences, the amount of years in business, and ultimately your business size. And what a lot of people don't know is that your personal credit score does matter as a business owner. So some lenders actually weigh personal and business credit scores equally when making lending decisions. Others, they may just look at your business credit worthiness, but keep in mind that if you're a sole proprietor or if you're still in process of establishing business credit, your personal credit score is going to carry more weight. So how do you improve it? The first thing you want to do is you want to update your credit information with commercial credit bureaus. So write this down. Dun and Bradstreet is number one when it comes to business credit, right? Equifax and Experian are also three commercial credit bureaus. All right. So Dun and Bradstreet, Equifax, and Experian. Those are the three that you want to focus on for your commercial business. So not every lender or supplier reports information to all three. So it's very important to make sure that your file is up to date across each different platform. So here's three things that I want you guys to write down and make sure that you do. I want you to, number one, check your files for accuracy. I cannot tell you how many of my clients that have found errors in their files that actually potentially lowered their credit score. We don't want that, right? So to ensure accuracy, you want to make sure that you visit the Bureau's websites, review your business file, and if you notice any errors in your payment history or, any outstanding balances, you want to report them to the Bureau. The second thing I want you to do is upload any financial documents that's needed. Improvements in your debt load or your cash flow can help raise your business credit score. But if you notice that your file has old records, upload the most recent balance sheet, profit and loss statement, and cash flow statement so that your finances are current. And the third thing is to add trade references. So those are basically a good way to improve your credit score as well. And if you have positive experiences with your vendors, your suppliers, and you pay them on time, ask them to give you a trade reference on one or all of the credit bureau websites. If they don't want to or don't have the time, you can still list your vendor as a trade reference on your credit file. And then the credit bureau can always follow up with them at a later date if they need additional information. The second thing that I think is important is to focus on streamlining your bill payment process. Paying your bills on time or even ahead of time is one of the most reliable ways to improve your credit score. And that's true, as we know, for our personal score, but it's also true for your business score as well. If you have a history of late or missed payments, it's time to focus on streamlining your payment process. Start by looking at your cash flow and the internal systems that you have for invoices, for handling accounts payables and paying bills. Are you manually tracking your systems or your software? Who handles payments and what problems do you regularly run into? Answering these questions can help you figure out exactly what you want to change. And I'm going to be honest, if you need to upgrade your accounting software, now is the time to do so. And then the third step, which is so important, is to practice smart spending with a new business credit card or line of credit. When you are focusing on using your credit to increase your credit score over time, you want to make sure that you stay on top of your business credit. So focus on if, maybe you may want to think about establishing a new business credit card or a business line of credit. But the key is to make sure that credit card that companies or lenders you look at report to one of the main commercial credit bureaus. You can ask them directly or you can peruse the FAQs on their websites. It's usually listed there. So those are the three steps that I want to share for today. I have a full training on business credit inside of our Business Recharge University. So if you're interested in that, you can definitely head over to contentforbosses.com to learn more. But I hope that these tips will assist you in recharging your business credit and that you will take rapid action literally today, focusing on the three main tips that I've shared. And then ultimately, if you desire additional training, head over to Business Recharge University. I want to thank you so much for joining us and listening to today's episode of Business Recharge Podcast. Please leave us a review. It truly helps out our podcast. Make sure that you share out the podcast with your business besties, and I will talk to you guys on an upcoming episode.